All right, we're live. We're live. Hey there, Brad Smith here. Thank you for joining me. I want to check this out. I've been starting a nonprofit, owner of an agency, been online for about 12 years. And when I go to YouTube and I start investigating all these things out there, just a bunch of fluff. So what I want to do is just simplify it. How can I make it simple for people to understand and start a business and grow a business and even scale a business? And I want to simplify it instead of just giving a bunch of fluff. Now, I've helped over 6,000 people. We run a large marketing agency, but I want to help 1 million people. And whether you're just starting out, you want to start and you want to move to online, or maybe you're in growth mode and scale mode, these videos are going to be a step-by-step guide with the exact steps. I'm actually going to share my screen and show you what I would do to start a business and what you should do to not only start, but to brand it, to build it, and then to grow it. So I'd love to see where you guys are from. I know I'm going live on X and on YouTube at the same time. So let's see if this comment thing is working. And I'm gonna take you from the very beginning, from finding the name, to finding your domain, to registering with your state or your country, to getting IRS approval, to building social media, to the email list, to the website. There's so much out there. So I'd love for you guys to just leave me a comment what your business name is. If you've already started one, maybe what your website link is. And what I'll do is I'll investigate that and I'll give you some feedback. I'll share my screen just like this and give you some feedback on that. So why should you trust me? I live in North Carolina in the United States. I've built 4 online businesses. I've purchased and sold e-commerce businesses, and there's just so much out there that you don't know where to start, or maybe it's just you get distracted. And that's where I came from. My family is a family of entrepreneurs. My grandfather, he started and built a tire shop in Michigan, and he grew that and had that for years, 30, 40 years, a successful business. He was an entrepreneur. My grandmother, she started doing Shackley, one of the first multi-level marketing. And, you know, some people wouldn't consider that an entrepreneur. Some people would. I think it is. She's got to hustle for a little bit of money. She's got to spend money to make money. And that's what an entrepreneur really does, is they take risk, financial risk, time risk. And that's, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're taking risk, if you're trying to start a business, if you have a business online, you know that feeling. So, and then my father, he was an entrepreneur. He had his own construction and cabinet business. So I come from a line of entrepreneurs. I started my first entrepreneur business building garden benches when I was 15. And I want to share with you a story of how long it takes to actually build this business online. And hopefully you can learn a couple things from me along the way, no matter where you're at in the journey. So in today's video, I want to come up with a couple simple steps to finding your domain name, finding the name for your business or even your nonprofit, and then what your next step should be from there. And I've recently just started a nonprofit here. It's called Paylente. I'll share my screen with you guys. And it's ways for people to invest in other nonprofits. We invest in real estate, we invest in businesses, and we invest in nonprofits. And in return, it brings a return, a financial return. Not only do you get tax write-off, but the financial return will go back and be reinvested into nonprofits. So that's where I want to kind of begin today. But just to finish my story is, when I was 15, I had a garden bench business. And this is the mistake I made. And I hope I can send this message across as I'm trying to help 1 million people over the next few years either build, start, or grow their business or nonprofit, is I didn't stick with things long enough. And if we look at Taylor Swift as an example, she's been singing for 20 years and she's now finally just a billionaire, right? So we get distracted, and that's what happens to me, is I've been distracted. So when I was 15, started a garden bench business. I got bored. When I was 18, I started coaching hockey players. I got distracted with partying and all the crazy things in life at that age. Then I moved to Florida and I started a personal training business. I grew that up to multiple employees, to getting multiple clients from our website. And I got sick of that. I wanted the next best thing. Then I started an online fitness directory. That sounded great. Same thing. I got distracted. I wanted the next big thing. So I didn't pivot in the same business realm. I pivoted businesses completely, and that's where I made a big mistake. Is I want you to find your niche, find something that you're passionate about right now, because if you can stick with that for the next 10 to 20 years, you'll be a millionaire and hopefully a billionaire, depending on your skill set. So what do you want to do? What are you motivated by? What is your passion, right? If you can stick with that for at least 10 years, that's when you're really going to see your business and your brand grow. From there, after my fitness directory, I started an agency, automationlinks.com. I'll show you guys right here. We help marketing companies, businesses, SaaS businesses, e-commerce, local businesses. We help them scale online. We have multiple million-dollar businesses that I manage. But during this time, I started getting burnt out, and I started thinking, oh, what's the next best thing? And actually, it all came into reality for me when I listed this business. I put automationlinks.com for sale, and I got an offer. We got all the way to the signing papers, about to sell, and the buyer was actually in Maui, Hawaii during those fires, and he backed out of the deal because he lost his home. So from there, was it a sign? Was it something that discouraged me? Yes. I was about to have 7 figures in my bank account. But then what that made me realize was I was just looking for the next best thing again, instead of sticking something out. And so no matter where you're at, if you stick it out, if you find what you're passionate about and you grow it and you do it with integrity and you've got the right skills, you'll be able to grow and scale it, but you have to have patience. And you can't be looking for the next best thing every single time. So I hope that really helps you guys get to the next level. So let's build our guide from here. So I use ChatGPT. You guys probably use it too. Hopefully I get to use Grok soon. I should be getting approved for that. So this is something I would type in just to give us an outline. So what are 10 simple steps to starting online business? Now, this is going to be for nonprofits and for businesses. I want to help, like I said, over the next few years, 1 million people start, grow, and scale their business through my coaching. So if you want to, follow along with this journey, I'd love to have you. Leave a comment with your business name, your business idea, your website. I'll give you some feedback from what I've learned over the last 12 years of being an entrepreneur on the internet. And hopefully I can share those with you guys. So when I started Paylente here, I had a niche in my head. I want to help more nonprofits. We're investors. We invest in real estate. We invest in businesses. In fact, I purchased and sold with a few partners last year an e-commerce business for a great profit because of these skill sets that we already had in place. Now, if I would have bought that e-commerce business without any experience, I would have bought it and failed because I didn't have the experience. So learn these mistakes early so you can fix them and keep growing from there. All right, so here's what ChatGPT says to start. But this is the funny part. Look at this very first step. It's exactly what I just mentioned to you all, is identify your niche, because if you are going to be in this for the next 10 to 20 years, you've got to like it. You've got to enjoy it. You got to be passionate about it. I would have done so much better if I would have just stuck with my hockey coaching from when I was 18 years old. If I would have stuck with that, be a multimillionaire by now. I'd have a huge business, probably training thousands of hockey players throughout the world because I stuck with that one thing. And that's really what you want to find, is that passion that you can stick with and stay motivated with. So find something that you enjoy, something that you're an expert at or want to be an expert at, something that will bring a ton of value to people. And then from there, super simple, develop your business plan, choose your business name and legal structure. And this is where I want to get into basically those exact steps. So for me, I had a name in mind. I wanted it to be something that was biblical, that had to do with investing, that had to do with money, that had to do with giving back. So we were looking at the words Paylente, and that really stuck out to me, that word there. Plenty of ways to invest, or as it started, plenty of ways to get paid. And that's where first thing I ever go to is I always go to GoDaddy. So if you have a business name in mind, how many of you guys have bought, a couple domains already, if not 10, 20, 30 domains? I know a lot of my friends have bought too many domains and they don't know what to do with them. So I basically just typed into GoDaddy Actually, it started with a Y, to be honest with you. And I'd love to hear from you guys. How many domains have you purchased, right? How many are in your GoDaddy account right now? And if you're wondering, I do recommend GoDaddy. I was frustrated with them in the past, so I recommended Google Domains. Unfortunately, Google Domains sold their domains to Squarespace, which really screwed everything up. So what you want to do is you want to look for these .coms or maybe different versions of them. .ai, .life, .shop. None of these are too relevant, and this is not what you want to think about. You want to show empathy for your customers, right? They're not going to type in anything besides .com most likely. Now I know a lot of people are clicking on links from your social media profile, or you send them an email and they click on the link. So a lot of times people aren't typing in your web address. But if they are going to, if they hear about you, the first instinct is always going to be .com. So that's what you want to really look for, even if you have to do a dash or something in between. So as you know, I've already purchased this. So another one we were looking at was Ray.ai. Now AI is a new popular one, but you can see that it's a slight version there, but it has the .com. So this is a biblical meaning here. It has the word AI, and it means for friends, something with friends. We want to build something that's for friends to connect with. We know we want AI, and then we have the .com there, which is really important. So if you have a name, always go to GoDaddy, double check it, and make sure it's there. All right, what's the next step they want to tell us? So then you need to register your business. So find the name, buy the .com, and I always recommend just buy it for a year. Who knows if this is going to work? I've purchased plenty of domains, and after 3 or 4 months, I decided it wasn't as good of an idea as I thought. So I just let it expire. So don't buy it for 2, 3, 4 years. Now buy it for a year, and in a year from now, reevaluate, and then you can go upgrade and buy it for multiple years if you want to save some money. So once that's done. All right, the next step before we get into the next stage is who likes coffee? So I'm going to take a break here. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'd love to just hear if anyone's on. Leave me a comment with your business name or your website. I'd love to check it out and give you some feedback. I'll give you kind, negative feedback if that's possible. This is kind of cool. Got it from a local coffee company. Good coffee, good purpose. And that's really what starting this nonprofit is all about, is having a good purpose. So if I want to help 1 million people grow, I need to give a good service. I need to give back. And that's what I want to do, is give back to other nonprofits. If you have a nonprofit, or if you know of any nonprofits, tag them, send them my info. And anytime we get an investor, we're going to give back to them. In fact, we just did a free website for a nonprofit in Georgia. So that's really cool to give back and help people. All right, next thing I would do is, since I'm in North Carolina, I would just type in something like register a new business in North Carolina. So you could do this for your country, your state, but they're going to try to sell you with LegalZoom. Registering with your state, if you're in the US, is very straightforward. I think it's about $65. You don't really need these things. I would recommend using these when you go to register with the IRS, if you're going to register for a nonprofit. But any other type of business like a LLC or sole proprietor, it's really simple if you take the time. If you want, for convenience, register and purchase with these. I do have an affiliate link with Swift. If you want me to help you with that, just let me know. If not, you could use LegalZoom or anything like that. So what I usually do is I usually just go to the website, and they'll walk you right through it if you just go through these steps. So submit the document and attach for filing, prepare the document and attachments. So this is probably where I would start. And then they lay it out. They make it stupid simple for you, right? So these are the 3. If you are LLC, this is where you want to start. If you want to just start small, you can always just start with a sole proprietorship. And I think you just go through these same steps. For me, it was just a nonprofit, and I went through these steps pretty simple. All you have to do is go here, read this information. They'll give you this this link that you can fill out, and that's about it. From there, they're going to send you right here. You want to go to the online version. You want to go ahead and sign up, become a user with whatever website, and then you can get your business started from there. Super simple. From there, they're going to send you a letter in the mail. You can also find it on websites. And like I mentioned, this is for the US base. If you're anywhere else, just do a Google search. It's pretty easy to find to register. From there, they're going to send you your EIN number. That EIN number is important because you're going to need that to send to the IRS to get approval for your business. So once you get that approval letter, you'll get to the IRS on the next step. So usually what I like to do is after I register, it does take some time to get approved by your state and then to get approved by the IRS. I like to start thinking about branding. And before I get to my branding, I do a little research on websites. So here's a cool one I like to do, a Veda theme. They usually, every year they get voted like best themes. So I like to find an example just visually for me. Now, if you want to start with the logo, if you already have it in mind, feel free to use a software like Fiverr or Canva, which we'll examine in a minute. But I like using Aveda because they give me ideas. And they have a Cyber Monday sale, depending on if you're watching this. These are WordPress sites. You'll see in another video, I build my websites on a software called Duda. And I'll actually transfer a website to you guys. If you ever sign up with Duda with my affiliate link, I'll just transfer a site and you can get moving on that. It helps you get started faster. But what I'd like to do is look for some designs and ideas here. Here's a cool one. So, all right, let's just say you look at this site and you love it, right? You see these nice designs, these nice templates. You see their logo. The colors really stick out to you. And this is like, oh, the coolest website. That's usually the best place to start. Find a website that's already built that you really like, that has all the colors that you like, has all the buttons, has the fonts. If you can find the exact site, it's going to save you a ton of money when actually building your site. And like I mentioned, for our agency, we build simple websites. And when somebody comes to us with a blank canvas, it's really hard to get that idea, perfected. But if you come to a website developer and say, this is exactly what I want, fill it in with my information, you're going to get a site built faster, and you're going to save a lot of money that way. So you could just basically take this site and say, hey, I like everything about it. Hey, maybe I don't like the orange. Let's change that to this blue color instead. Pretty simple. Next thing I would do is I would go to Fiverr and I would just start looking for some developers. So you could do WordPress website, which I don't recommend. I'll just use this because it's an easy example. They have a pro catalog. This is going to be the most expensive people, but they're going to give you the best quality. They also have a full catalog where you can just look for pretty much anyone in here. What I usually look for is their ratings plus how many ratings they have. So this guy right here, he knows what he's doing. Like, he wouldn't have 663 5-star ratings if he wasn't good, if you couldn't trust him. Then I would look at price. So their price isn't always 100% transparent, but when you get here, you're going to see all the different features. It starts at basic, right? Then it's going to go up to this, then it's going to go up to this. So just so you guys are fully aware, when building your brand online, when you reach out to these people, give them a good example, especially if you're looking for cost effectiveness. If you want a big agency to help you, of course, that works too if you have an investment. But if you're just starting out, you really want to start with this, because the next video I want to cover is product market fit. So before you even get this entire website finished, you can start thinking of ideas, you can set up a landing page, but you really want to start testing that offer with the landing page before you build a whole website and spend thousands of dollars. All right, so that's what I would do there for the website. For me, I like Duda. So this is the one we use here, full catalog. Some good people in here you can hire to build you a Duda site. It's just really straightforward. It's the fastest loading platform out there, easiest for you to edit, and it's the most cost effective, and there's no downtime. So it works really well there. From there, I would start going to Canva. That would be my next step if I want to start finding a logo. Like I mentioned, leave me a comment of your business name and your website, and I will give you guys some feedback on it. Negative reviews only, but I'll be kind about it, right? I want to help you guys grow and get better results. So, all right, from here, what I would do is I would just type in logo. Now, you're not going to have Canva design your logo. I mean, you certainly can. If you're really trying to be cost effective, you can find the exact logo you want in here. Let's just search through these. Let's say you really like this one. This one's cool. What you want to do is if you're trying to build something from scratch or you're trying to prove an idea, you want to get a base there. It's not going to be perfect because before we start spending thousands of dollars and building a huge brand, we want to make sure people actually want it. So I made that mistake, multiple businesses, and I hope you guys learn from this mistake. It's probably one of the most important things I'll teach you and coach you on is you can build an amazing website. You can spend $10,000 on ads. You can have a perfect, awesome logo. But if your product sucks, no one's ever going to sign up and buy it, right? So you want to make sure you have product market fit. And so what you can do is you can use social media for that. And I will go to, let me go back here a step. I'll go to my Twitter. I'm probably live somewhere here. I'm here somewhere. So you can go into your settings and you can start doing some posts. Look at tweets, top tweets. All right, so this is an example. I posted this about a landing page just to test my offer. Excuse me. And this is one of my best posts. That means people like landing pages. So when I post something and it has to do with landing pages and I get a ton of results, probably should build a brand, build a business, or build an offer around that, right? So that's where you want to come and start testing things. You want to start saying, give me some feedback. I'll do a free trial. Let's do a demo. You can do some interviews. You can do things like that. But it's happened probably twice now. I built 2 websites, spent a ton of money, built the logos, built everything, and nobody wanted it. So it just went off to the side and it failed. So instead of doing that, find out people actually want your product first, and I'll help you guys cover that more in the future. All right, back to the logo. By the way, if you guys have a cool logo, throw it in the comments. I'll check it out. We just did, this is our logo here, and this is our logo here. We just did a rebrand, so this one's looking really cool. I like that one the most so far. So you take this logo, you can start playing around with your business name. You can start playing around with fonts that you like. Super easy, do this in Canva. Once you finalize like a rough draft, you basically just save this picture and you go back to Fiverr, something like that, and you can just type in logo design. And I like going full catalog just to look for competitive pricing here. And you find someone like this, or you find someone like this, 15 bucks. And you say, hey, if I just went to premium, this person is going to charge me $50 or more, right? But if I already have this idea in Canva, they're only going to charge you 15 bucks to get this logo dialed in. So now we have a low cost website. Get at least the home page ready. Now we have a low cost logo. We've got that. Now we are kind of on our way to building this online brand. That's what I did here. I put the landing page up, put an email form there, and then I made the logo on Canva. And then I started testing my offers. I started using my Facebook page, my YouTube, my Twitter to start seeing if anyone would even be interested in this. And everybody's interested in this because everybody wants more information about investing in nonprofits and donating. So that's when I decided, all right, I'm going full out. I'm going to build the whole brand and the whole business around this. All right, let's see. What else is ChatGPT saying for us? They want us to jump right into payment processing. They said skip the whole thing. So they didn't even say logo. I guess that's probably going to be under website. Online marketing strategy, which we'll cover in another video. Business operations, which we'll cover. Launch and promote. Yep. And I've got some really good scaling tips for you guys. if you're just starting out, what to post on social media, when to post it, and how to get that email list. So now that you have a website, you've got your logo working, you want to build out your homepage, you want to get an email form here. You want to start collecting some emails, even if it's just a newsletter. And then from there, what I would recommend, I really like starting off with HubSpot. They're one of the most complex, right? They've got a ton of features here, but they basically will allow you to set up an account for free, start collecting email addresses, start building your email lists. You can start sending some email campaigns, but it's basically just a hub to throw everybody in. So you'll see if you go to our site, we have our live chat, but when somebody comes to our form and fills this out, we want to send a welcome email. Thank you for filling out the form. We're just getting started. We'll get back to you soon. Let us know if you have any questions. So these are like the basic steps you want to get in place to get the website up, the logo up, and then get the form set up with a HubSpot account. You can use MailChimp, MailerLite, anyone out there. But I always like a free one to start with, right? To get you moving, to get you going in the right direction. Once you have all of that in place, now you can take this URL and you can start pushing it on social media. Now, you got to find a couple social medias, 1 or 2, before you go all out. I always say it's hard enough growing one thing, let alone 5 to 6 things. Now, there's so many social media platforms out there. There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's YouTube. What else? Pinterest. What am I missing? TikTok. I always miss that one. That was always my last one, I say. I always forget. You got so many platforms out there. Choose 1 or 2 that are going to be your niche. LinkedIn. I forgot about LinkedIn. So if you're business to business, start on LinkedIn and Twitter. If you're an e-commerce brand, start on TikTok and start on Instagram, right? If you're a coach or an educator, YouTube and Twitter, YouTube and LinkedIn. You want to start getting videos out on LinkedIn. And the key is, and this is a huge mistake I made, was building your audience and building your brand is the most important. So if you can start on social media first, put your new website and your link in your bio, start getting people to subscribe for you on your email list. You can start testing out offers, start testing out different things that will work and things that won't work. And then that's when you'll start getting that feedback. Just like I showed you on Twitter here, is you're going to get feedback from people on, hey, that sucks, or that doesn't work at all, right? So let me go here into our analytics. There it is right here. Yep. So now I know what works and what doesn't work because I've got analytics, and I can see, all right, out of 100 posts, everyone was interested in one thing I was talking about. They weren't interested in the 99 other things I was talking about. So that's where you can start going and testing your reactions here. And then you can build a business and brand off of that. And that's where you'll get into the last step, is the copywriting. And that's where a lot of people are going to miss. You're going to miss this, or you need an outside perspective on this. Because when you go build this site and you start building that traction on social, you start sending people there, most of the time it's all about you. When really your copywriting needs to be all about your customer and what their pain point is. And that's where, by testing and building your audience on social media and then sending them this page, you know what they're asking for, you know what their comments are, you know what their questions are. So you can go and put that in here and start building a nice base. And really, to start, you don't really know, where to start yet. You can use something like ChatGPT to help you. Can you help me write the content for my new website? Use ChatGPT to help you with your copywriting and start writing the content for your site. So what they're going to do is basically give me some prompts to answer. And then once I answer these questions for ChatGPT, it'll start spitting out the copywriting for me for my website. So I can simply just copy and paste it in here. Now we have our base. So if anyone is new or wants to start, please leave me a comment. I'll definitely give you some advice. I'll give you some tips. But this is just basically video 1. I wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to see where you all were at in your business. Are you just starting? Are you growing? Are you scaling? Because I want to go from step by step by step. today, getting started. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving here in the US, so I won't be on video tomorrow. But on Friday, let's come back and let's talk about the next step. What you should be talking about. We'll dive into more copywriting, images for your site. I want to change some images on our new site. And basically, what are those next steps to get to the point where you get your first lead, you make your first sale, then you make your first 10,000. And these are benchmarks, I think, right? These are really good benchmarks to go by from what I found for a business. Get a first lead, get your first sale, get to $10,000 a month, get to $100,000 a month, build a team, scale. And we scale multiple ways with automation, with ads, with marketing, with retargeting, building a team. So let's dive into that. And thank you guys if anyone's been on watching this whole video. I appreciate you. Hope it brought you a ton of value. Let me know if it helped. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks again. I will talk to you soon.